Alright, good afternoon everyone. My name is Scar Navarro. I am the Drama King, where life is drama, drama is life, where I talk about dramas, telenovelas, and even sometimes real life drama itself without ever becoming a drama channel. But today, I know this has been an ongoing series of just misfortunate events where it seems like it's getting crazier every day and every day. It's not just with COVID, but with Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, Tati, and all the James Charles thing. I'm just like, this is just getting way too out of hand. But there's always a saying: what happens in the dark always comes to light. And hey, at this point though, I think all of three of them need to be held accountable. All of these three knew what they were doing, and I think these three, they definitely were not innocent situation, because at the end though, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, even though like I'm not into the beauty community, I don't go like that, and like, I never bought any products, thank God. And plus one, I invest in other things such as clothes and food and even paying my bills, but mostly it's my phone but and rent. But anyway though, it seems like everything is coming into light, especially with Shane's problematic past, and just a lot of disturbing things he has done is coming into light more and more now. And I'll be honest with you, I stopped watching Shane Dawson in 2017 because just seeing all the problematic history he has done made me realize, like, hey, you know what? I'm unsubscribing, and you know what? I'm not wasting my time on something that's not going anywhere. But that's just my choice. And I tried watching a Jeffree Star video. I'm just like, I can't. I'm like, as much makeup as you can wear, but yet, if you're ugly on the outside and ugly on the inside, it already shows. Because at the end of the day, the beauty is going to be on the eye of the beholder. And I think that the beauty community really needs to start over again, because this has just been going out of hand, and it's been so toxic that it kind of is showing more its ugliness and its beauty. But then unfortunately, it's been going on since the beginning of time, especially with so many things, so many inappropriate things, especially seeing very disturbing ads where it feels like it's just black fishing and just brown fishing. It's just so much damage control has been done, and yet just it feels like the toxic triangle, as I'll call it. It seems like everything is already like showing what kind of people we've been dealing with the last few years. And for me, I tried with Tati, I tried to watch her videos, and now realizing, you know what, I should have known better than just doing this, and especially watching the Bye Sister video. But then now I'm just realizing, wow, I feel very stupid for even watching or supporting it. But, and I'm like, she's an older woman, she has kids, and she's married. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. But I also have younger friends too, but I don't go in like that, because one, I also have to know my limits. And there's times where I kind of do enjoy being by myself, but then as someone who is 40 years old, and why did you even partake in one? That is so immature and stupid. And yet, I ask myself, I'm like, how? What is wrong with you all? You guys all have the privilege of being paid, being highly paid, having the privilege of the fact that you guys are white, and the fact that you are all get all these sponsorship deals and all these millions of deals, when those who are color, myself included, don't get as much as we do. And it's really like sad, and it shows you the inequality that even on digital platforms there's still inequality anywhere you go. And it kind of shows you like why people, not just these three, but Jake Paul, Trisha Paytas, and many other YouTubers who have had portrayed very problematic, who have shown their problematic behavior in and out, and people saying, yes, yes, and I used to subscribe to them, so I'm not a victim in this either, but at least now with using common sense, I'm like realizing, you know what, I'm better. I'm like, I just can't. And I used to subscribe to this guy called Steven Mingo, but now, just looking at how problematic he was, it made me. I just unsubscribed to him like a year or two ago, and made me realize, you know what, I can't. I can't handle. I just can't. I think there's just a certain point though where we realize though, like, we just can't support something that shouldn't be supported at all. And at the end of the day, though, like, we live in a world where we choose we choose money over our own conscience. Because at the end of the day, though, like, I would rather not have much money in the world than sell myself and hang out with people who are right in their minds. And at the end of the day, though, I choose my dignity over being a billionaire and just or being a problem or just being a very crazy person. And this year, though, I have also unsubscribed to Shallow Last, or just seeing all this past mistakes and made me realize, like, what was I thinking? And hey, you know what? Hey, if I do see that, though, hey, I'm just gonna unsubscribe. And at the end of the day, though, I don't subscribe to any of these people. I don't subscribe to any of these anymore. And hey, if I do see something that's problematic, I'm just gonna have to leave, because at the end of the day, I'm still learning. I'm still a human being. I still make mistakes, and I'm gonna own up to them. But what really bothers me, though, it's been going on for so long, and they've gotten away with it. And I'm like, it's not okay. But then at the same time, though, it also happens in our community as well. Especially with Jenny69, and especially with Yvette XO and all these other YouTubers as well, that have them problematic behaviors, that have made a fool of them, who have done such foolish, stupid shit every now and then. And at the end of the day, I feel like in every community there's always gonna be drama. Excuse me if I move the iPad a little bit, but it just seems like so much that has been happening, and so much problematic behavior, problematic issues that's been going on. It's like we kind of we are also part of the problem as well, because one, instead of like having the will to say, you know what, if this is going to go on, is this becoming problematic, I need to report this. But yet, realizing that this behavior has been going on, and then I still see people buying these products. I'm like, you guys are just as complicit as anyone else. And mind you, I don't wear makeup at all, and only for Halloween and special occasions. But that's just because that's just me. But I even tried makeup, and I ended up breaking out. But probably I will in the future. But then you don't know who to trust. But then it's also making me realize, hey, we pushed them in this platform, we made them what they are, and in return we get nothing. That also says a lot about who we follow and what we follow, and makes us realize, like, there's other people who are better than this. And honestly, as I've stated earlier, I'm not a beauty community guru or any expert at all, because one, I don't wear makeup. I just wash my face and wear and just clean my face with acne products. But that's just because that's just me. But and I just wear is just lip balm. But then I ask myself, are these people even worth it though? And I'm not a fan of cancel culture at all, but I think if we see something problematic, we need to report it and just speak out on it and just unsubscribe to these people that are not gonna do any good. And if we are if we are being a part of, if we are just enjoying it and doing and just supporting this, and we're also part of the problem as well. And yet, what angers me as a person though is just seeing how this inequality has been going on for so long, and it's been going on even before YouTube. It's been going on even in the beginning of time, but let's not pretend it was something that happened, especially with what's going on, especially with the fact people are waking up and are opening up and realizing this is wrong. I should have known better than this. And there's gonna be people who aren't gonna learn anything from this, but to each their own. But I think in the light of what had happened with George Floyd, in the light that has been going on for so long, it makes me question though is how much are we a part of the problem? How and I'm gonna say this completely though, what am I doing that is wrong? And yet I know there's people who have bought these products, Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, all these products, so and realizing, is my money and my investment worth it? Because one, there's always going to be other influencers and other people out there who may not be as problematic and may be and are just human like you and I, and it's just we have to look at ourselves and do research and know which brands are we supporting, which brands I won't defend. But then hey, there's always, but then we have to also make money as well, and they also have to pay the bills, they also have to pay whatever they can, and even if they do make an empire, even if they have the empire, though, they also have to pay taxes, do their annual tax refunds and all that though. But then I'm like, is it all worth doing all this problematic stuff and the fact that you're being rewarded with this behavior though, and the fact you're still having fans? And yet now I'm seeing that people are no longer subscribing, and that's good because it also shows you, like, you know what, it's not worth my time, it's not worth my health. And I'm not for cancel culture, to be honest with you, but I'm more of, you know what, I can't support something that it's not worth defending. But then, and even in the age of cancel culture, in the age of this person needs to be canceled, because at the end of the day, like, they'll always be back, and people are gonna be subscribing and everything. It's all hokey, pokey. But yet, I feel like this is only just a beginning where we have to do better as people. And hey, if you want to like do YouTube and stuff like that, like, by all means, do what makes you feel happy, but always watch your back and know who do you trust, and also realizing what do I want to bring, because when we're always going to be stuck in the world of Jake Paul's, all these privileged YouTubers, I'm going to say. But it kind of seems like at the end though, it seems like James Charles is going to probably end up being the winner, even though in spite of the problematic things that he has done. But it seems like he has learned from it, but that only time will tell. But even he seems like someone that he may end up taking ownership of it, but I don't know because I don't follow them. But sometimes those things needed to be said, and sometimes I ask myself, like, enough? When is enough? But then there's people who we subscribe, but then hey, we also like to know some tea. We also like to know some things, and yet, even though I kind of laugh and watch in like this 9-part docu-series about this, let's make problematic YouTubers relatable. Let's do whatever we can. And it's the same people that are doing the same shit over and over again. And yet Shane, who is no authority, someone who's helpful at all, because he's done his own fair share of damage too. And recently, because of so much past footage being shown, especially doing you know what on the picture of Willow Smith and thinking it was funny, but then you can get investigated for that, and these things are no joke. And the fact that you pissed off the Smiths, that says something. And yet, when I watched Lovely T's video about this, how she handled the whole how she talked about the whole Shane Dawson situation, she definitely, definitely put everything in details, and especially when Jaden spoke out about it, it kind of shows you that's my sister. Even if she was a child, you don't do that. And yet, now I ask myself, for those who defend Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star and any other YouTuber who does all of this, is it really worth it to defend something that's not worth defending? But then there's the Kardashians, who have done so much damage control, and I don't support them either, because one, that's because I choose not to, and I don't get why it's like they want to be something they're not, and it's really sad. But then, like, at the end they do, like, hey, we put our money into these people and we buy things from them, and buy these Kylie lip kits, and just being okay with the fact they're enhancing themselves to look like one of us, or just to look a certain way. And definitely watched Black Femininity TV about the Kardashians and their racist antics, and she definitely gives a huge analysis how they have stolen from black artists, they've stolen from black designers, black jewelers, and just communities of color, just communities in general, that they have taken from, especially with the braids, especially the fact they have culturally appropriated, they've been disrespectful, they've even been taking their own man, for all we know. But then, I know it's gonna sound off topic though, but then at the end though, like, it feels like a very sick fetish, especially exploring the racist history that this country has done, especially with the minstrel shows, especially with the Jim Crow laws, especially with the hangings, especially with all these things that have happened in our history. Do these people who do have the privilege ever learn from that? And I ask myself, every day though, and seeing these ads and seeing these people want to become something they're not, and I'm like, that's quite sickening. Because one, you're taking things from our culture, you're taking things from the people that I know, you're taking things that are part of my identity and thinking you're a part of it. No, you're just a part of the problem. And I've never wore Fashion Nova, and I never have or ever will. And plus one, I'm not of their demographic, but hey, everyone is entitled to do whatever they want. But what I'm just saying is this: we have to really learn to start questioning ourselves and realizing who we should follow and who we should support. And finding and even doing research though. And recently, I saw on IG the other day about on Diet Prada. Please follow them, and they definitely have spoken about so much in the fashion and beauty industry about racism, social inequality, and just so much things that have been going on there. And I want to give a shout out to Diet Prada for speaking out and doing and trying to help out, especially during what's going on, especially with with everything that has been going on, police brutality, and just getting and just doing what they can, doing doing the best they can to help out. And I definitely gladly appreciate them for stepping up and exposing how nasty and how vindictive and how much this industry has turned and how unequal it is. And hey, all we can do, let's support those that may not be problematic. Let's create our own YouTube accounts. Let's create something where we can provide content that is smart, that does make us think, content that we can teach them about loving ourselves, being comfortable in our own skin, and just even having debates where we can speak up and learn to solve these things step by step and taking it one step at a time. And these things do not, and remember though, like hard work doesn't take a day. It takes progress. It takes months, years, or even decades to do that one. But that's up to us if we want to be a part of the problem or a part of the solution. Because at the end of the day, though, we have the choice to who we want to join with and who we don't want to join with. And we have to also question ourselves as well, like, what am I doing that is wrong? What am I doing? Am I being a part of the problem? And at the end of the day, though, you have to decide if you want to be, and if you do want to make a difference. Overall, though, I think these people need to be held accountable. Just own up to it, and I feel like I give more props to Jenna Marbles than anyone here because at least she took accountability, and at least she came from a place that was sincere, that was honest, and somebody who grew up and took accountability for their own actions. I do not say the same thing for these three, even though I know Tati was trying her best, but then at the end of the day, like, what kind of 40-year-old would want to hang out with these two? That kind of boggles my mind, and it sounds very illogical in my opinion, just for popularity and views. I'm like, if you have an empire, if you are creating your own business, you have to be careful who you associate yourself with. Research who you associate yourself with, because if they are promoting racist antics and or any other type of problematic antic, then you must do your research ASAP. Especially if you are running a beauty business or whatever business, you have to know who you're associating yourself with. And even taking the time to do research and investing on it in the long run. And at the end of the day, though, like, I am at least content with the fact that these things were already needed to be said, because at the end of the day, though, and like I said earlier, what comes in the dark comes to light. And everything you do in this life, it's gonna pay here in this life. Lo que se hace se paga. And I believe that karma does exist, both good and bad, and definitely bad karma's definitely coming in as well. And hey, no one was innocent in this situation. Everybody knew, they all knew what they were doing, and they just need to just own up to it. And I know Shane was doing all this and just throwing shots at her, and I'm like, you're also part of the problem. You're no authority, and the fact that he's not really that sorry, because then he's only sorry because his ass got caught. Pero hey, there's many like Shane, there's many like Jeffree, there's many like Gabriel Zamora, there's many people like that. But hey, I remember with the whole Manny MUA and the whole Gabriel Zamora situation, and I'm like, that is so sad that even in our community we still go at each other. And yet we still have, even in our community, we still have things to work on as well. Because there's even colors and there's even so much going on that we really have to think about what we're doing and ask ourselves so many questions and even take some time off to learn from this. But anyway, these are just my 2 cents, and hey, you don't have to agree with me, and hey, if I'm wrong, please let me know, and hey, I understand for those who are fans of them, it's no means by attacking, but just means to just question. But at the end of the day, we can always be a part of the problem or part of the solution. It all depends on us. Alright guys, please take good care of yourselves and just make sure if you're going out, please wear a mask. And if you do see something that's problematic, just report it. Please report it though. But at the end of the day, like, we live in a world where just because someone has more power gets away with everything, and but that's inequality for you. But I don't know what else to tell you, but we definitely need to get our shit together. Alright everyone, take good care of yourselves, and hey, comment, like, or subscribe, and I'm also have 2 videos out already talking about Phyllis Hyman, and I also talk about my return, and I talk about the dramas and everything that I've been watching, a little bit of the whole situation. But I really hope it helps, and hey, if you see something that's wrong, just report it, speak out on it, and unsubscribe. Because one, we all need to do better, we must do better, and hey, let's evaluate ourselves and reflect on everything and use this as a tool for growth. Alright everyone, because I'm talking way too much here, but have a wonderful day. Please wear your mask, please wash your hands, and if you need to take testing, please do, because I'm gonna do some tests. I'm gonna get tested as well on Sunday, so wish me all luck, and whatever happens. Alright, take good care of yourselves, and stay safe.